sheet. If you're going to testify, go ahead and sign it. You don't have to sign in just for attendance.
Okay, it's only if you want to testify.
Yeah. And then it looks like we've got Dan Lister is here via WebEx. Tricia Nelson is here, but if there's somebody who's going to speak on behalf of the applicant just to maybe make the pitch, then we just need that person to sign in. Sign in just for attendance.
Okay,
Okay, how do you feel about that, Dan? You're going to run point on this? We've got Dan Lister
I'm going to present the staff report, but
okay, the commissioners will probably have questions of the applicant. That's a microphone.
Would you need to sign in then?
Yeah, if you're going to, just whoever can be available if the commissioners have questions.
Okay.
it'll probably be James talking for the applicant. Yeah.
James? Okay, thanks, Dan.
Hey, James, is Kent and Gretchen there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good, because they'll have to sign the development agreement at the end.
They're all here. Dan, did I hear you mention the development agreement?
Yes.
If it's approved, are they ready to sign it? They as in the applicants?
Yeah, so that's why I was asking the applicant that Ken and Donna, the actual owners, are there to sign it.
Okay, and then we still don't have a notary yet. Do you have anybody in your office who could notarize?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then would you prefer that we send the Mannings over there, or is there someone you can send over here?
I can ask one of them to go over that way.
See how you are. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'll take the sign-in sheet. You had a chance to sign it down.
Maybe
Okay, just the one person, James Manning. I get this. And then whatever it is you decide, there are findings and an ordinance and development agreement. And Dan's going to help us with sending the notary for the DA. Thank you very much.
How do I get rid of this?
What are you talking about?
Look at that. It's taken half of my screen. I can't get it to read. Now it's only taking a...
You see that little bar on the bottom? This one, this little white bar?
Yeah?
Should be able to get rid of that. I don't know. I like
Now I've got... No, I don't know how to do this. So let's see. Okay. Good morning. It is Monday, July 27th. Commissioner Van Beek and Commissioner White. We are here in the Commissioner's meeting room. Monica Reeves is doing the deputy clerk duties, and we are here for a public hearing, and that is to consider a request by James and Gretchen Manning for a conditional rezone. Case number CR 2020-0002. And we are doing this WebExing as well as here live in the Commissioner's meeting room. I see Dan Lister, who is planner for Canyon County, and Tricia Nielsen, who is the director for the DSD department in Canyon County. She is with us. Let me see if I've missed anybody. I don't think so. And we have just James Manning to swear in to speak. So we'll, Monica?
Sure. Dan Lister, Tricia Nielsen, James Manning, do you swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God?
I do.
Okay. Very good. Tricia, you're muted. Did you hear?
Yeah.
There you go.
I do.
Okay. You're with us now. Thanks. Okay. We'll start off with Dan regarding this.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning. Dan Lister for representing DSD. The application before you is a conditional rezone. As shown on the screen here, the applicant is requesting this conditional rezone to split off one portion of the existing pasture of the over 11 acres here to have a dwelling on this area. You can see it as parcel A on the screen. The reasoning behind it is that, as you may know, that our code allows for a secondary dwelling. However, it's sometimes difficult to get funding for that, financing for that secondary dwelling. A lot of times banks do request that it be divided off, especially if it's a different owner of that structure being put on somebody else's property. So it is quite difficult. So the application is to be able to rezone the property, but only get one extra division, one division out of it to put the house on there. The development agreement in front of you has restrictions to retain most of the pasture and agricultural uses, so no development. That hatched area you see in parcel B is a building envelope that they agreed to keep existing structures that are already on there within that area of parcel B, and then parcel A would be the new division. And so at the end, they're agreeing that they wouldn't want, they want to get rid of, give up their secondary dwelling rights as part of this. So no secondary dwellings on each parcel. They're utilizing basically their secondary dwelling as doing this. No further divisions. And then as stated, a building envelope will be over the existing area to preserve the rest of the properties, which is prime agricultural use. And we'll go into that. So as you see on this slide here, the zoning is agricultural, and it's mostly zoned agriculture throughout the whole area. The 1 acre, you see that circle around, that's a 1 acre, 1 mile radius. To the right is our future land use plan. As you see, it is in an area where we want to keep it agricultural, and it's outside of any growth area. As you can see in the slide to the left, it's surrounded by large agricultural properties. You can see that the vicinity, it has a lot of agricultural type acreage. To the right is subdivisions. There's only one or two within the 1 mile radius, which is a 6.37 average lot size. So it's larger lots within this area. As you can see to the left, this is prime farmland. It is best suited soil, so it's very prime for agricultural uses, and the applicant wants to retain that. They just want one house out of this decision. As you see on this map to the right, this is our lot classification map. You can see that the 1.7 to 2 acres that they're requesting for that division, it's going to be in line with other divisions you see in that area. Those colors, you can see like the orange is like a 1.1 to 2 acre lot. So this is going to probably be a little orange spot within that larger 11 acre property. So it will be in line with the sporadic divisions that have been allowed in that area. It is within a nitrate priority area, so at the time of platting, the applicant will have to go through Southwest District Health to work with in their process to ensure that this division during platting can be placed within this nitrate priority area without causing additional issues in that area. As you see on the right, it is nearby two dairies within that area. I believe one of them is, I forget the name now. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Dornable?
Yeah, Dornable. There you go. Sorry. Yeah. So it just shows that this area is still very alive with agricultural uses. This is not this decision here is not foreseen to create negative impacts to that existing use of agricultural. Public comments were received, 2 letters in support. They're stating basically they're great neighbors and their use of their property, and they support all this. So you have 2 letters from support from nearby neighbors. When reviewing the application with agencies, there was none in opposition. There was a letter from IDWR's floodplain state and FIP coordinator that is requesting that at the time of platting, they do their base flood elevation determination, which is required by our code. In A zones where there is no base flood elevation, if it's a subdivision of 50 lots or more, or 5 acres of, in size or more, then they would have to do the determination. The applicant knows this and has agreed to doing that study. With that, staff wants to point out that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of this, which is in your packet, and staff is recommending approval of this conditional rezone subject to the development agreement that the applicant is agreeing upon to sign.
Madam Chair. Yes. I have one question for you, Dan. On the base flood elevation study, is that typically a cost borne by individual applicants like that, or is that borne by a group or a development group?
It typically, the chair, the idea behind it is supposed to be a larger development to where it's a developer who has to pay into that. In this case, sometimes some of these fall into that where it's just one lot in this case, but our code doesn't differentiate between a smaller development versus a larger development. It just says 50 lots or 5 acres. If one of those exceeds it, they have to do that study.
And is there a lateral or what's close by that triggers this? Is it the lower elevation, or help me out?
Well, what triggers it is we have no study of this area. We just know there's a historic flood source in that area. However, during our flood map studies, this is not an area that was studied. So what happens is we don't know where the flood source exactly is and what the base flood elevation is in that area. I'm assuming it's the canal that goes through the front of the property that would be causing that that issue. But unfortunately, how that A zone is set up, it puts the burden on the developer or applicant to prove that up if they do a significant development such as a subdivision.
Okay, but not cost prohibitive, obviously.
It is something that is a study, so it does cost. Okay. It is expensive, and it does take time through FEMA to get that approved.
And the nitrate priority area, the division of that land allows them to place the septic in a way that will help mitigate some of that area. Correct.
And through the chair, at the Planning and Zoning Commission hearing, one of the commissioners brought up that if the division was 2 acres or more, it would be less of a study within that nitrate priority area because it's a larger property and more likely to support the requirements of that nitrate priority area. So within the development agreement, staff made it more of substantial compliance to the conceptual plan. So the applicant had some wiggle room to work that out. So where if they wanted to go 2 acres, which is very still commensurate with that plan, they may be able to work with Southwest District Health on that and maybe not have to do such a big study just for one house.
I see. Thank you, Dan.
Any other questions for Dan at this time? Okay. James Manning, if you would please come up here, we'll need your name and address.
Hello, my name is James Manning. My address is 26561 Harvey Road, Aldo, Idaho.
Okay, just kind of give us your plans.
Dan did a great job of explaining most of it. Yes, our initial plan and purpose for this is those are my parents back there. We want to live next to them, and currently we're raising some cows and for beef for us, and a little hobby farm going, and we want to continue that for our boys. And we thought it would be it's a dream of ours that if we could live next door to each other and keep our family close together and help one another out in the years past, and help take care of the land, it would be an awesome dream to have and accomplish. So that's kind of where all this stemmed from, and that's our plan.
I think that's absolutely wonderful. Congratulations, Mom and Dad. That's very cool. Look at there. You got 2 hired hands already.
I know.
This is very straightforward, and it's one of my favorite kind of land hearings when families are going to come together, and we're seeing a lot of that. And I think the situation with the health care and the way everything is and everything, I just think it's wonderful when families do that, and because you're stronger together. So it's really a great idea. Thank you and congratulations. And I don't have any issues.
And I don't have any issues with this either, Madam Chair. I just wanted to make sure that the building envelope was explained, and I know our staff, and so they've explained what that is. He expressed to me that there was a strong desire to continue the ag component of that you're really vested in that. So, I'm sure I don't have any ready for a motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will make that motion that we approve the request by James and Gretchen Manning for conditional rezone, case number CR 2020-0002. And we find the findings of fact, conclusions of law and order, and the development agreement and the ordinance. Now, the development agreement is in here. Is that correct, Dan? It's at the back. It's Exhibit 1 or something, or we got the
Yeah, but staff has provided you a signable copy of that.
Okay, perfect.
And a notary is on their way to help sign that.
Oh, okay, good, Mrs. Delpar. Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Very good. Okay, thank you very, very much.
Thank you for your time.
Look at her. Exactly how you.
Is that it, Dan?
Yes.
That's it. You have everything. So.
Okay.
Thanks, Dan. You did a good job.
Thank you.
No problem.
Everybody
Have a
here
good
thinks
day.
so too.